Hello fellow colorists, welcome back to the channel jicolourist. My name is Jody and we are on week 4 of our festive coloring, and this is a advent window coloring book. There are 24 buildings in this book. It is shaped like a large building or storefront, and we are on week number 4. So here we are. It is called the Merry Bakery. I'm showing you the page as it is. We are coloring the left hand side of the 2-page spread. So this is the inside of the bakery, where they actually look like you can sit down and eat some of the treats after you've purchased them, which is kind of a fun idea. But we are coloring the other side, the left side of the page, which is the storefront side of the page. And I have selected yellow for the background of this building. Just the whole idea of a bakery is something sunny and fun, and I think yellow would be a good start. We have already done purple, little sneak peek there, green and pink, pink and blue, and I think it's time for yellow. So far we haven't really delved into any actual Christmas main colors on the main front of our building, and I think that that's perfectly fine since this is September and we still have a ways to get for Christmas. So let me go grab, I'm probably going to use my gelatos. I have a yellow, so let me grab that. We'll do a little bit of this with you, then I will shut the camera off, continue on, and then we'll come back and do some of the windows together. I am going to pop some paper behind here so that I don't get a mess everywhere, although you know, mess is part of the fun. And I'm also going to readjust. There you go. So the gelato that I'm going to use is buttercream, and it is a pastel kind of yellow, so still bright but not neon, and I think that that'll do nice. I'm not going to worry about going over any of these areas here. I'm just going to go right over top of them, because as we've discovered in the past, which the first page was gelatos, no issue going over it with markers, gel pens and such like that. So I'm just going to do the whole background in the yellow, and then we will get on with something else. I usually use some post-it notes of varying sizes, but we're gonna go with Ducks Unlimited today and mask off. Okay, I've got a little bit of area masked off here, and I'll just start to apply the gelato. Besides using sticky notes to mask off areas, I also have kept this circle that I had done up when I was doing the Matchstick Mouse Christmas book, and I just keep it and I use it when I go around any rounded edges, and it works really well. So if you have a mask that you've used for something, and keep it, because you just may need to use it again. And if there's a little bit there, I can always just come in with an eraser and clean up anything. I like to clean up as I go. And I also kind of go back and look at it to see if there's any lighter spots, because it's much easier to put everything down now as opposed to seeing a lighter spot and trying to fill it in later. I'll just finish off this area, and I always brush it on in a circular manner and that seems to help keep a nice even and once it dries, it's probably my most used and fastest way to apply a background is with the gelatos. And I prefer the gelatos over the distressed crayons. The gelatos stay creamier and just seem to apply much better. I don't know if that's just because I use them more, but the distressed crayons seem to really dry out quickly on my palette. So I seem to have to almost get them wet to get them useful. So where the gelatos stay creamy, which allows me a little bit more time to get things done. Okay, almost done. I've got this scalloped edge up here I'll continue on to do, and then I will be back after I've let this sit and dry for a few hours, and we'll continue on with some more of this Merry Bakery. Okay, here is the gelato background with, again, the color is buttercream, and I think that the name is appropriate since it is a bakery that we used buttercream for the color. I'll let this set and dry for a couple hours, and we will be back to continue on with storefront number 4. Okay, we've zoomed you down, and just a reminder that I am using my Beviva Cork Metallic set of watercolors. I'm using the color Amethyst, and I am just painting it on. I'm using my small medium palette. It's the lid actually of the 9 well palette, or maybe it was 12 wells, I'm not sure. Anyways, the lid's quite handy. And I'm trying to only do one layer of paint, so I'm putting it on not super thick, but not super thin either. And I'm just using a number 2 round brush. I do enjoy painting and adding accents like watercolors to my pages. It allows me to do something other than color pencil, which is my preferred medium, and just adds a little bit difference. So that will dry, and that will be quite shiny. I will do this window here, and then I'm going to think about also a third color. So I've got yellow and purple right now, and I'm going to pull in some other colors, obviously. Now, this one isn't really decorated other than the inside of the windows for Christmas, so I'm not concerned about Christmas colors for the outside of the shop, because these shops are there year-round. So that's also kind of nice, because it is still September. My pumpkins are still on the vine. They're doing well, and I'm hoping to keep them out there as long as possible. And once they are harvested, I will give everyone take some pictures of how they turned out. I'll have my own how many pumpkins when I go to do the harvest. I'll keep doing this. It's going rather quickly. Okay, here we are back with the paint is almost dry, I would think. I have 2 colors currently, yellow and kind of an amethyst purple on my card, or on my coloring page. So I want to add some other colors to this page, and looking at my coloring wheel kind of gives me a good idea of what I can do. But I also have the color cubes. For me, looking through all of the color cubes takes quite a bit of time. So instead, I usually bring up on my iPad, I have the color cube palettes, volume 1 and volume 2. And so what I've done is I go into that, I look up the color amethyst, and it gave me a couple of options, and then I go to my color cube and I pull out the cards that it suggests, and I have decided that 378 has both the yellow and the amethyst that I've already got on the page, and so I have 3 other colors I can add that I know will go good. And the vibe is party, which is when I think about a bakery, I always think happy thoughts, and so I think happy thoughts, kind of a party vibe on this. We've got lots of little details, so we could definitely use the pink and the blue and the green on those, all those little details. So that's what I'm going to do. So let me grab some different mediums that would go with these and see which will work best. Okay, this is what I have been up to while the sun has kind of come in and disrupted my filming. I have gone ahead, and if you notice, this area here is quite a large blank area, and then it has a casing around it. So what I have done is I've used some washi tape, and I have filled those areas in, and I have done the same down here because it wasn't really, this is on the outside looking in, so I did the same down here as I did up here, just to kind of bring that color in. Remind you that this is the color palette I am using. I have gone and selected a few Stabilo fine liners, so I'll pull those out. They don't have color names on them, but there are some numbers that I believe correspond to some colors. Anyways, I've pulled out a turquoise blue, a green, and a pink, and then I brought in a darker yellow, and I did the darker yellow in the sign area, and then also down here on the door. So far that's where I'm at. So I'll zoom you down a little bit. We will finish off this one right here together, and so I'm going to need that, and I'm going to need my washi tape and a craft knife with, of course, my eraser as the protector. So let me bring you down. So I thought that this washi tape went well with the color cube. I thought I would go ahead and use that, and it pretty much fits exactly in this area. Just place it in here so that you can see the top and bottom lines pretty much evenly, and then I'm just going to slice. And you don't need much pressure if your craft knife is sharp. So okay, that's that. And then I've taken the darker turquoise and I'm doing the outside. Now this is a water-based fine liner. It has the larger felt type nib, and because it's water-based, it's not seeping through the paper, which is good because this is a double-sided book. I think the colors look really nice together. The turquoise really pops off the page, so pleased with this color palette so far. So now that's that. I've also, let me raise the camera up now. Okay, so now that we have all of those areas done, we have the tops of the windows still to do, and they kind of look like they could be some stained glass, so I'm kind of thinking that maybe I'll do something with that. We also have all of the designs on the outside of the building, and I haven't brought in the pink yet, so I thought I'd bring it in for these areas here. So I've done the pink in straight onto the page just like that. It's not shiny, it's just colorful. I'll scroll up, and I thought I would do the same here. and just keeping it all one color to keep it nice and easy. This book is making it a little bit difficult for me to film. It's such a large, odd-shaped book that it's actually bumping into the tripod, the ring light arm. So just trying to work around that. So that's how that's going to look, and I'll do some on the same on this side since it is the same, symmetrical. Just placing the colors a little bit strategically around. And that's the color palette. Now I also have the crossbar up at the top of the windowsill, and I may do that in the blue. Just trying to think what would be appropriate. I could also do the bright yellow. Okay, I have a aqua pen by Graphics. It's a Marabou based pen, and it is watercolor felt tipped pen, and it is just slightly lighter than the fine liner, and I'm going to use that for the top. And I also have has two ends, so if I needed a smaller bullet tip I could also do that. So let me do these two areas as well on the other windows. Okay, before I put away the pink fine liner, just looking around the page to see if there are any other of those type of shapes, and kind of the teardrop shape, and there are, and they are right here on the below the sign, so I'm gonna go ahead and do those pink as well. Once you have a limited palette, it's kind of nice if you've made your choices to look around the whole page and color all of the like items, and it actually brings your page together faster, I find, and it also makes things a little bit more cohesive. So I'll look around the rest of the storefront, and for any other shapes like that I will go ahead and use the pink. And this might be the only spot that I do use those pinks on. So, but they will all be similar, so the eye will accept it. Okay, be right back. Okay, working a little bit more on the motif that's going on the face of the bakery. And I have been using the Stabilo 60 Pen 68 fine liners. I use the dark aqua kind of there, and then I'm using the lighter aqua, or it's basically a green, and I'm going to do the other swirls. So the swirls that are all similar to this one, I've done so the swirls that have two connecting are in the darker one, and then the single swirls are going to be in the lighter color. And the fine liner pens are gliding over this gelato without any problems. Haven't had any smearing issues, but I also haven't been using my finger to do a bunch of blending either. Letting that dry. So I will go and do all the single swirls. There's another smaller one in this color. And then we will come back and we will do some of the, I kind of want to make these look like spectacular windows. So I want to do some kind of special window treatment to those, and we'll do that together today, because I'm sure everybody has seen people color cakes before, so that's probably not the most interesting part of this page. So I will continue on. I'll zoom you out just quickly so you can, or scan around the page so you can see how it's looking. Here's how we're looking right now, and the placement of some of the colors. I think it's coming together nicely. The purple definitely has some shine on it, and I may or may not bring in a metallic gel pen, or even a purple metallic maybe, to do maybe these larger dots, because we haven't brought in any other colors other than flat colors and a little bit of glitz with the metallic purple. So I'll continue on, and then I'll be back to do some of these windows here with you. I have made my decision on the lettering on the bakery sign, and I am pulling out my metallic violet Uniball Signo gel pen. It is a 1 inch or 1 point, so it is a larger gel pen, so it flows out easily. And that's how it's going to look. So once it's dry, there will be some shine, and I am going to be very careful, because it does come out quite readily, that I am not going to smear the page. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to let it dry before I do anything else on the page, because I know I will bump into it. So let me finish this off, and then I will go do some other things around the house. It'll be a second for you, but it'll probably be a couple hours for me while I go get something else done. And by the growling of my stomach, maybe I should feed myself. Okay, see you back here shortly. Okay, the last item that we're going to do today is the top sunshine kind of window area that we have here. I want it to be translucent and kind of look like a special stained glass, or a glass feature on the windows. So I have done 3 of them, and I'll show you them here. The only thing I haven't done is the white area, the strip, and I'm just trying to figure out if I want that to be gold, bronze, or metallic purple. So I will bring you along. We will do these 2 together, and then I will sign off for today. These WIPs, I don't think I'll get to doing any of the actual inside the windows. Today we did the outside, and yeah, so but we will finish off with these 2 windows. I'm going to use the glaze pens by Sakura. So I have yellow, pink, and purple. I have a whole variety of colors. There are a couple of different pinks. So I have a neon pink, and then I have more of a jeweled tone pink, so more of this color. So that was the color I selected. And they go along well with these, our color palette. So let me just lower the camera. I kind of envision this to be like a flower, and so I am going to use the purple for the, I thought about making it more like a horizon, but I also didn't want to have a whole, like, then I would have brought in orange. And at this point in the picture, I don't want to bring in another color that would only appear on that area. So I'm also going to do the yellow, And I'm going to do the yellow here first. Then I'm actually going to wait for this yellow to dry before doing the pink. Because I don't, if both of them are wet, they will run into each other, and that yellow and pink will not be the color that I want them to be. So I'm going to do this area here, and I'll do the yellow on top as well, and then the pink will be later. The trick for using these glaze pens is to go fairly slow, because you don't want to have to go over the same area again. They dry. They take a while to dry, but they will dry quick if it goes on thin, and you want it to actually have enough coming out. So you want it to be liquidy. While that dries, I will slide this over, and we will do this area right here. Now this one doesn't have the top sunshine type area, so it's a bit of a smaller, but the bottom parts are the same, so I'm doing all of the windows the same. This bright yellow ties in with this bright yellow as well, so I think that it will be fine. Okay, I think this yellow has dried enough over here. I'm going to get it started first. Once it is dried, I'll do all of the parts of the window that are left, so all the cross bracing or whatever that is. And I was thinking about doing it gold or bronze with the Signo gel pen, and then bringing some of that gold or bronze into some of these other elements as well, so that it kind of ties in. Okay, we'll let that dry, and we'll be back. Okay, the last final touch on the window is this crossbar area here. I have decided to use a bronze jelly roll. So it's a bronze metallic, and it's a little bit softer than the bronze in the Signo gel pen. So that one was a little bit more orange, and yeah, so I'm going to do this. And I'll show you how it looks, and then I'll go ahead and do the rest of the windows. Okay, so that's how it's going to look. So it's kind of looks a little bit goldy, but it'll also, I think, do okay. And I also need to figure out some of these colors here, but I'll go ahead and do this one. Trying not to smear anything. Okay, that's how that's going to look. I'll zoom you out and we'll take a look at how the page is coming together. I appreciate you spending some time with me each week. I hope you're having some fun with your own coloring, whether it's festive coloring or not. I just hope that you take a bit of time to do something creative and colorful. Okay, let me zoom you out. Okay, we're zoomed out, but this is such a large book that I'm gonna have to move it anyways. As you can see, there's some reflection from the glaze, and that makes it look like a window. I'm really pleased with how that's looking. I think that these little washi tapes match really well, and it gives it a bit of a winter festive look. I'll continue on finishing off this on my own, and you will see the completed page in December 2024 when we start doing our Christmas countdown. If you've been working on a page and you have a page completed, by all means email me at jicolourist@gmail.com. Ensure you've got your name written down somewhere on your pictures so that I don't accidentally associate it to someone else. I want to make sure everyone's given the proper credit, and I look forward to spending some more time with you next week as we continue on in our book. We will be doing storefront number 5, and it is Teddy's Toy Store. All right, look forward to that next week. In the meantime, I've got more work to do, and I'm sure you do as well. All right, everyone, take care. Happy coloring. Bye-bye.